Stop everything you're doing right now. Close your eyes for just a moment and imagine this, an ancient hidden text buried in the heart of the Himalayas for over 1,000 years, claims to hold the ultimate secret, the exact map of what happens the moment you draw your last breath. This isn't some dusty relic or abstract philosophy. This is the Tibetan Book of the Dead, a sacred guide that doesn't just describe the afterlife. It walks you through it step by step, as if you were crossing a bridge between worlds. But here's the twist. Miss one crucial moment in this journey, and you risk eternal entrapment, caught in a cycle of illusion and rebirth. Before we begin this transformative journey, take a moment to click the like button. It helps share this wisdom with others. Subscribe to stay inspired with every new release. Today, you're about to unlock this profound wisdom, a teaching so powerful it could change not just how you die, but how you live, how you love, and what you believe about the very essence of existence itself. Once you hear this, there's no going back. Are you ready to confront the ultimate truth? Picture this. Despite all our gleaming skyscrapers, our cutting-edge technology, our scientific breakthroughs that map the stars and decode our DNA, one question remains as elusive as ever, a question that haunts every heart, no matter who you are or where you come from. What happens when we die? The truth is, for all our advancements, we're no closer to answering this than the monks who meditated in Tibet's mountain caves a millennium ago. And maybe that's why the Tibetan Book of the Dead still grips our imaginations, still sends shivers down the spines of mystics, scientists, and seekers alike. It dares to answer the unanswerable, to map the uncharted, to guide us through the greatest mystery of all. This text, known as the Bardo Thodol, claims something revolutionary. Consciousness doesn't end when your heart stops beating. Instead, it embarks on a journey through unseen realms, each stage offering a chance for liberation or a descent into another cycle of life and death. But here's where it gets even stranger. The descriptions in this ancient text, written centuries before electricity or microscopes, bear an uncanny resemblance to modern accounts of near-death experiences. People who've stood at the edge of death and returned speak of a brilliant light, a profound peace, encounters with spiritual beings. Could this be a coincidence? Or are we glimpsing something deeper, something woven into the very fabric of consciousness itself? Scientists studying these phenomena, from neurologists to psychologists, have begun to take note. Research from institutions like the University of Virginia's Division of Perceptual Studies has documented thousands of NDE cases with patients reporting vivid visions and a sense of transcendence that defy medical explanation. These accounts echo the Tibetan Book of the Dead's depiction of the clear light, a radiant essence of mind that appears at the moment of death. What if this ancient wisdom isn't just spiritual poetry, but a roadmap to the very nature of our awareness? Imagine the implications. What if studying this text could unlock insights into your mind, your soul, the very reality you inhabit? What if it could show you how to live with purpose, clarity, and courage, knowing that death is not an end, but a doorway? The Tibetan Book of the Dead isn't just about what happens when you die. It's a wake-up call for the living. It challenges you to face the impermanence of everything, to let go of petty fears and distractions, and to embrace life with a passion most of us never fully realize. This isn't just a book. It's a mirror, reflecting the deepest truths about who you are and what you're capable of. As you hear this, you might feel a surge of awe, a flicker of fear, or a spark of curiosity. That's exactly what it's meant to provoke. This is your invitation to dive into a journey that spans life, death, and the infinite spaces between. Let's take a moment to ground ourselves in the origins of this extraordinary text. Over 1,000 years ago, in the rugged mountains of Tibet, a spiritual master named Padmasambhava is said to have channeled these teachings, hiding them for future generations to discover. Known as the lotus-born Padmasambhava, was a visionary who blended Buddhist wisdom with the mystical traditions of Tibet, creating a guide that would endure through centuries of change. His teachings weren't meant for the faint of heart. They were crafted for those willing to face the raw truth of existence, to stare into the void and find meaning. Today, this text speaks to us across time, not as a relic, but as a living guide resonating with modern seekers who sense there's more to life than what meets the eye. As we begin this journey, consider this. The Tibetan Book of the Dead isn't just for the dying. It's for anyone navigating the transitions of life, those moments when everything familiar dissolves and you're left standing on the edge of the unknown. These are the bardos, the in-between spaces where transformation happens. Every heartbreak, every career shift, every moment of uncertainty is a bardo, a chance to grow, to awaken, to become more than you were. This audiobook will guide you through these realms, revealing not just what happens after death, but how to live with fearless awareness right now. So are you ready to meet the wisdom that has guided souls for centuries? Are you ready to see your life and your death in a whole new light? Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Ancient Wisdom of the Bardo Thodol. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast uncharted sea, where the waves whisper secrets older than the mountains themselves. You're not alone. Centuries of seekers, from robed monks to curious minds like yours, have stood here drawn to a single question: what lies beyond the veil of life? The answer, shimmering like a distant star, is found in a sacred text, born in the heart of Tibet, over 1,000 years ago, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, or, as it's known in its native tongue, the Bardo Thodol. This isn't just a book. It's a celestial compass, a guide not only for the moment of death, but for every transition you face in life. It dares to map the unseen, to illuminate the journey of consciousness through realms most of us can scarcely imagine. And today, you're about to step into its wisdom, a wisdom that could transform not just how you face death, but how you embrace every fleeting moment of your existence. Let's begin with the heart of this ancient teaching, the concept of the bardo. In Tibetan Buddhism, a bardo isn't just the space between death and rebirth. It's any transitional phase where the familiar dissolves, leaving you suspended between what was and what's yet to be. Think about those moments in your own life: the end of a relationship, the loss of a job, or even the quiet pause between sleep and waking. These are bardos, fleeting yet profound, where everything you know shifts and a doorway to transformation opens. The Bardo Thodol reveals not one, but three major bardos each, a crucial stage in the journey of consciousness, each offering unique challenges and opportunities for growth. These are the moments where your soul's destiny hangs in the balance, where you can either awaken to your true nature or slip back into the cycle of illusion and rebirth. First, there's the bardo of the moment of death itself, not an ending, but a blinding flash of pure consciousness, a moment of absolute clarity where the deepest truths of existence are laid bare. Then comes the bardo of visions, a surreal dance of peaceful and terrifying figures that swirl around you, reflecting the hidden corners of your mind. Finally, there's the bardo of rebirth, where your every thought, every desire shapes the reality of your next life. But here's the revolutionary truth: you don't have to wait until death to experience these bardos. Every day, in the quiet moments of transition, you're touching their edges. That fleeting disorientation when you wake from a vivid dream, a mini moment of death. Those rare instances when you're so immersed in creation that time itself dissolves, you're brushing against the bardo of visions, and every life-altering choice where you weigh paths that could change everything. That's the bardo of rebirth alive and pulsing in your present moment. This is where the bardo thodol becomes more than a spiritual artifact. It becomes a living guide for navigating the transitions of life. Its wisdom, crafted over a millennium ago, speaks to us today with an urgency that transcends time. Picture the scene in 8th century Tibet under the guidance of the mystic Padmasambhava. This text was born in a world of flickering butter lamps and windswept monasteries. Known as the lotus-born, Padmasambhava was no ordinary teacher. He was a visionary who wove Buddhist philosophy with Tibet's ancient spiritual traditions, creating a guide for souls navigating the treacherous waters of existence. His teachings were hidden, meant to be rediscovered when the world was ready. And now they've found their way to you in this very moment as you seek answers to life's greatest mysteries. But why does this ancient text still resonate? Why do its words echo in the minds of modern scientists, philosophers, and seekers? The answer lies in its bold claim: consciousness doesn't end when the body dies. Instead, it embarks on a journey through realms that challenge our understanding of reality itself. Modern science, with all its tools and theories, is beginning to catch up. Researchers like Dr. Sam Parnia, who leads studies on near-death experiences at NYU Langone Health, have documented cases where patients clinically dead report vivid awareness visions of light encounters with beings, a sense of peace that defies explanation. These accounts mirror the Bardo Thodol's descriptions of the clear light and the visions that follow, suggesting that this ancient wisdom might hold clues to the nature of consciousness itself. Could it be that the Tibetans centuries ago mapped a terrain we're only now beginning to explore with EEGs and brain scans? Let's pause and consider the stakes. If consciousness persists beyond the body, as the Bardo Thodol suggests, then every moment of your life is a preparation for this journey. Every choice, every thought, every act of courage or fear shapes the path you'll walk when the time comes. This isn't just about death. It's about living with a clarity most of us never touch. Imagine the story of Ananda, a modern Tibetan Buddhist practitioner, who after years of meditation faced a life-threatening illness with unshakable calm. She described feeling a radiant light within her during moments of deep meditation, a light she recognized as the same essence the Bardo Thodol describes at death. Her practice didn't just prepare her for dying, it transformed how she lived, filling her days with purpose and compassion. What if you could cultivate that same awareness, that same fearless presence right now? The Bardo Thodol challenges you to see life's transitions as opportunities for awakening. In Tibetan culture, these teachings aren't reserved for monks in secluded monasteries. They're woven into the fabric of daily life. Families recite passages from the text during funerals, reminding the living and the dying that every ending is a beginning. This perspective shifts everything. Instead of fearing change, you can embrace it as a chance to grow, to shed old patterns, to step closer to your true self. Psychologists like Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who studied death and dying, have noted that confronting mortality often sparks profound personal transformation. Her work with terminally ill patients revealed that those who faced death openly lived their final days with greater authenticity, their relationships deeper, their priorities sharper. The Bardo Thodol offers the same invitation to live with the urgency of someone who knows each moment is a fleeting gift. But this wisdom isn't just about personal growth. It's about connecting to something larger. In Tibetan villages, the Bardo Thodol is read aloud to guide the dying, a communal act of compassion that binds the living and the dead. Imagine a world where we approached life's transitions with the same care, where we supported each other through change with wisdom and presence. Modern neuroscience backs this up. Studies show that mindfulness practices rooted in traditions like Tibetan Buddhism reduce stress and increase emotional resilience, helping us navigate life's uncertainties with grace. The Bardo Thodol isn't a relic of the past. It's a living tool, as relevant today as it was 1,000 years ago, urging you to face every transition with courage and clarity. As we dive deeper into this sacred text, let its teachings awaken something within you. Picture yourself standing at the threshold of a great mystery, not with fear, but with curiosity and wonder. The Bardo Thodol isn't just a guide for the afterlife. It's a call to live with fearless awareness, to see every moment as a chance to awaken. What if you could approach every change, every ending, as a doorway to transformation? What if the wisdom of the Bardos could help you live with a clarity that burns away doubt and distraction? As we move forward, we'll step into the first Bardo, the moment of death itself, where the ultimate truth of existence awaits. Are you ready to uncover the secrets of your own consciousness? The journey begins now. Chapter 2. The first Bardo, the moment of death. Picture yourself standing at the edge of everything you've ever known, your life dissolving into a shimmering blur behind you. In front of you, a light blazes so brilliant, so all-encompassing, it seems to hold the secrets of the universe itself. Your heart has stilled, your breath has faded, yet your consciousness burns brighter than ever, alive, awake, and unbound. This is the first Bardo, the moment of death where the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Bardo Thodol, promises an extraordinary opportunity, a fleeting chance to merge with the ultimate truth and achieve liberation in a single, breathtaking instant. But miss this moment, and the journey deepens, pulling you into realms of mystery and challenge. This is no ordinary threshold. It's a divine doorway, and what you do here could change the destiny of your soul forever. Are you ready to step into the heart of existence itself? In Tibetan Buddhism, death is not a medical endpoint, not a curtain falling on the stage of life. It's a sacred transition, a moment when the physical body releases its grip and your consciousness, freed from its earthly bounds, encounters the purest essence of reality. The Bardo Thodol calls this the clear light, a radiant brilliance that shines as the truest nature of your mind. Imagine it, a light so intense, it strips away every illusion, every filter of daily life, revealing the universe as it truly is. This isn't a comforting hallucination or a fleeting dream. It's the ultimate reality, the very fabric of existence laid bare. In this moment, you're given a rare, almost unimaginable chance to recognize this light as your own essence, to merge with it, and to break free from the endless cycle of birth and death. The stakes couldn't be higher. If you can embrace the clear light, seeing it not as something external, but as the core of your own awareness, you achieve what Tibetan Buddhists call ultimate liberation, a state of freedom beyond anything the human mind can fully grasp. It's as if in that single instant, you touch the infinite, becoming one with the source of all things. But here's the catch. This moment is fleeting, lasting only a heartbeat before it fades. For those unprepared, the light can be overwhelming, even terrifying. Without the awareness cultivated in life, you might shrink from it, mistaking it for an external force, retreating into fear or confusion. And with that retreat, The door to liberation closes, and your consciousness moves deeper into the bardos toward visions and rebirth. This teaching is both awe-inspiring and urgent, a call to prepare for the most pivotal moment of your existence. But what does it mean to prepare for something so profound? The Bardo Thodol suggests that the key lies in training your mind now, in this very life, to recognize the clear light when it appears. This isn't just ancient mysticism. Modern science is beginning to echo these ideas. Neuroscientists studying near-death experiences like Dr. Bruce Grayson at the University of Virginia have documented cases where individuals report encountering a radiant light during clinical death, a light that fills them with peace and clarity. These accounts, gathered from thousands of patients across cultures, align strikingly with the Bardo Thodol's description of the clear light. Could it be that this ancient text, written centuries before modern medicine, holds a key to understanding consciousness itself? Consider the story of Maria, a nurse who survived a cardiac arrest and described a moment of overwhelming light that felt like coming home to the truth of who I am. Her experience, studied by researchers, wasn't unique. Countless others report similar encounters, often transforming their lives with newfound purpose and fearlessness. Maria began practicing mindfulness meditation after her NDE finding that moments of deep presence mirrored the clarity she felt in that near-death moment. Her story isn't just inspiring, it's a testament to the Bardo Thodol's claim that we can prepare for the clear light by cultivating awareness in life. Through practices like meditation, you can train your mind to recognize moments of pure consciousness, those rare instances when the noise of daily life falls away and you touch something timeless. This idea resonates across cultures. In Hinduism's Advaita Vedanta, the concept of Atman, the true self, parallels the clear light, a spark of divine consciousness within each of us. Similarly, Christian mystics like St. John of the Cross described visions of divine light during deep contemplation moments of union with the infinite. These traditions, separated by continents and centuries, point to a universal truth. At the core of our being lies a radiant awareness, and death is the moment when it shines most brightly. The Bardo Thodol offers a roadmap to embrace this truth, not just at death, but in every moment of transition, every pause where life shifts and reveals its deeper layers. But preparation isn't just spiritual, it's deeply practical. Tibetan Buddhists dedicate lifetimes to mastering awareness through meditation, visualization, and mindfulness training to face the clear light with courage and clarity. You don't need to be a monk to start this journey. Begin with a simple practice each morning. Take 5 minutes to sit in silence, focusing on your breath. Notice the fleeting thoughts that arise and let them pass without clinging. This isn't just relaxation, it's training for the ultimate moment, teaching your mind to stay steady in the face of the unknown. Studies from institutions like Harvard Medical School show that mindfulness meditation strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus and emotional regulation, preparing you to face life's transitions with calm resolve. Now imagine the alternative, facing the clear light, unprepared, overwhelmed by its intensity, retreating into fear. The Bardo Thodol warns that this fear can pull you deeper into the bardos, toward visions that challenge your very soul. This isn't a punishment. It's a reflection of the mind's untrained state, a mirror of the fears and attachments you carry now. Think about it. How often do you let fear guide your choices? How often do you cling to comfort, avoiding the unknown? The first Bardo teaches that these patterns don't vanish at death. They intensify, shaping the journey ahead. But it also offers hope. By cultivating awareness today, you can face that moment with strength, transforming fear into freedom. Let's ground this in a real-world example. In Tibetan communities, death is a communal event guided by the Bardo Thodol's teachings. When someone passes, loved ones gather to recite the text, reminding the departing soul to embrace the clear light. This practice, rooted in compassion, mirrors modern hospice care's emphasis on dignity and presence at life's end. Dr. Ira Byock, a palliative care expert, writes that patients who confront death with acceptance often experience profound peace, their final moments filled with clarity rather than fear. This alignment between ancient wisdom and modern care suggests that the Bardo Thodol's teachings are universal, offering a path to face death and life with fearless presence. As we stand at this divine threshold, consider the urgency of this moment. The first Bardo isn't just a distant event, it's a call to live differently now. Every time you pause to breathe, to reflect, to choose courage over fear, you're preparing for that radiant encounter. What if you could face every transition, big or small, with the same clarity you'll need in the moment of death? What if every challenge, every loss, was a chance to touch the clear light within you? The Bardo Thodol isn't just a guide for the afterlife. It's a blueprint for living with purpose, for embracing the infinite potential of your consciousness. As we move forward, we'll step into the next realm where visions of beauty and terror await, challenging you to face the truth of your own mind. Are you ready to see what lies beyond? Chapter 3. The Clear Light, Your Path to Liberation. Imagine a moment so pure, so radiant, that it feels like the universe itself is unveiling its deepest secret. You're no longer bound by the weight of your body, the chatter of your mind, or the limits of time. Before you shine a light, brilliant, blinding, yet strangely familiar, as if it's been within you all along. This is the clear light of the first Bardo, the moment of death, as described by the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Bardo Thodol. It's not just a phenomenon. It's the very essence of your consciousness, the unfiltered truth of who you are. In this fleeting instant, you're offered an extraordinary gift, the chance to recognize this light as your own nature and achieve ultimate liberation, breaking free from the cycle of birth and death. But this moment is as fragile as it is powerful. One misstep, one flicker of fear, and it slips away, like a dream upon waking. Are you ready to seize this opportunity and touch the infinite? The Bardo Thodol teaches that the clear light is not an illusion, not a comforting vision conjured by a dying brain. It's the truest reality, the pure essence of mind itself, unclouded by the distractions of everyday life. In this moment, the boundaries of self dissolve, and you stand face to face with the source of all existence. Tibetan wisdom holds that if you can recognize this light as your own awareness, you merge with it, attaining a state of freedom beyond anything the human heart can imagine. It's as if for one breathtaking second, you become one with the universe, liberated from the endless wheel of karma and rebirth. But the challenge is immense. This light is so intense, so overwhelming, that an unprepared mind may recoil, mistaking it for something foreign, something to fear, and with that fear, the door to liberation begins to close. This is where the urgency of the Bardo Thodol's teachings come alive. To embrace the clear light, you must train your mind in life, cultivating an awareness so sharp, so steady, that it can withstand the brilliance of this ultimate moment. Tibetan Buddhists spend lifetimes preparing for this encounter, using meditation and mindfulness to peel away the layers of illusion that cloud their perception. But you don't need to be a monk to start this journey. Modern science offers a fascinating parallel studies on mindfulness, like those conducted at the University of Wisconsin-Madison show that regular meditation enhances activity in the brain's prefrontal cortex, strengthening your ability to stay present and focused even under stress. This is the same mental clarity needed to recognize the clear light, a skill you can build with every breath you take today. Let's ground this in a story that brings the teaching to life. Consider Tenzin, a Tibetan meditator, who after decades of practice faced a terminal illness with astonishing calm. He described moments in meditation where he glimpsed a radiant clarity, a light within that felt like the heart of the universe. When his final days came, he spoke of seeing that same light not as a distant vision, but as part of himself, guiding him toward peace. Tenzin's story, shared in Buddhist communities, echoes the Bardo Thodol's promise. By training your mind to recognize moments of pure awareness in life, you prepare for the ultimate encounter at death. His experience wasn't just spiritual. It's backed by research. Neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Newberg, studying meditative states, has found that practices like those Tenzin used activate brain regions associated with transcendence, suggesting that we can indeed touch higher states of consciousness in life. This idea isn't unique to Tibetan Buddhism. Across cultures, mystics have described similar encounters with divine light. In Hinduism's Advaita Vedanta, the concept of Brahman, the ultimate reality, mirrors the clear light, a boundless awareness that underlies all existence. Sufi poets like Rumi wrote of a divine spark within a light that reveals the soul's unity with the infinite. Even in modern near-death experiences, people like Anita Moorjani, who survived a coma and shared her story in Dying to Be Me, describe a radiant light that felt like pure love and truth. These cross-cultural echoes suggest a universal truth. At the core of our being lies a luminous awareness, and the moment of death is when it shines most brightly. The Bardo Thodol offers a map to embrace this truth, not just at the end, but in every moment of your life. But how do you prepare for such a moment? The Bardo Thodol emphasizes mindfulness and meditation as the keys to recognizing the clear light. Start with a simple practice each day. Find a quiet moment to sit still and observe your thoughts. Don't judge them. Don't cling to them. Just watch them pass like clouds in the sky. This practice, rooted in Tibetan tradition, trains your mind to stay steady in the face of intensity, preparing you for the clear light's brilliance. Psychological studies like those from the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley show that mindfulness reduces anxiety and enhances emotional resilience, equipping you to face life's transitions with clarity. Every time you pause to breathe, to be fully present, you're glimpsing the same awareness you'll need in that final moment. Now imagine the alternative: facing the clear light unprepared, overwhelmed by its intensity. The Bardo Thodol warns that fear or confusion can pull you away from liberation, deeper into the bardos, where visions and challenges await. This isn't a punishment, it's a reflection of the mind's state. Think about your life now. How often do you shy away from discomfort, avoiding truths about yourself or your choices? These patterns don't vanish at death. They intensify, shaping the journey ahead. But there's hope. Every moment of awareness you cultivate today is a step toward freedom. Consider the story of Sarah, a corporate executive who began meditating after a health scare. She found that moments of stillness revealed a clarity she'd never known, helping her face difficult decisions with courage. Her practice didn't just prepare her for life's challenges, it aligned her with the Bardo Thodol's teachings, readying her for the ultimate transition. This preparation isn't just personal. It's cultural. In Tibetan communities, the Bardo Thodol is read aloud to the dying, a communal act of guidance that fosters peace and presence. This practice has parallels in modern palliative care, where professionals like Dr. B.J. Miller emphasizes creating sacred spaces for dying filled with love and intention. These moments of connection mirror the Bardo Thodol's call to face death with awareness, showing that its wisdom transcends time and place. By embracing these teachings, you're not just preparing for death, you're transforming how you live, infusing every moment with purpose and clarity. As we stand at this radiant threshold, let the clear light's promise ignite something within you. What if you could live with the awareness that every moment is a chance to touch the infinite? What if every challenge, every quiet pause, was training for the ultimate encounter? The Bardo Thodol isn't just a guide for the afterlife, it's a call to awaken now, to see the light within you, and live with fearless presence. As we move forward, we'll enter the second Bardo, where visions of beauty and terror await, challenging you to face the truth of your own mind. Are you ready to step deeper into the mystery? Chapter 4. The second Bardo. The dance of visions. You've crossed the threshold of the clear light, its radiant brilliance fading behind you. Now you stand in a realm unlike anything you've ever known, a divine theater where the boundaries of reality dissolve and your consciousness becomes both stage and performer. Surrounding you are visions so vivid they pulse with life. Luminous beings radiating compassion, fierce figures blazing with fire and fury. Each one a reflection of the deepest corners of your mind. This is the second Bardo, the Bardo of visions, as described by the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Bardo Thodol. Here the stakes are staggering. Every vision you encounter is a mirror of your soul, offering a chance to transcend lifetimes of illusion, or to retreat into fear, deeper into the cycle of rebirth. This is no mere dream. It's a confrontation with the raw truth of who you are. Are you ready to face the dance of your own consciousness? In this surreal realm, the Bardo Thodol teaches that the visions you see, peaceful deities, wrathful spirits, are not external forces, but projections of your own mind. Every radiant figure, every terrifying form, is a reflection of your fears, desires, and unresolved emotions amplified on a cosmic scale. Picture yourself surrounded by serene beings, glowing with boundless compassion, their presence filling you with awe. These are the peaceful deities, embodiments of your highest qualities: wisdom, love, clarity. They might appear as figures like the Buddha of infinite light, radiating a warmth that feels like home. But the challenge is profound. Can you recognize these beings as parts of yourself, as the purest essence of your consciousness? If you can, the journey ends here in liberation. But for many, the brilliance is too much, and the mind begins to retreat. As you hesitate, the visions shift. The gentle light darkens, and now you face wrathful spirits, fierce, towering figures, with eyes of fire and forms that shake the very fabric of your being. These are not enemies. They are manifestations of everything unresolved within you: anger, fear, envy, attachment. A figure like the Supreme Haruka, with his blazing eyes and many arms, isn't here to punish you. He's here to force you to confront what you've buried. The Bardo Thodol teaches that these wrathful deities are as much a part of you as the peaceful ones, mirrors of the shadows you carry. The question is, can you face them without fear? Can you see them as reflections of your own mind, opportunities for transformation, rather than threats? This is the heart of the second Bardo, a divine invitation to see yourself without filters to embrace every part of your soul, from the radiant to the raw. The Bardo Thodol warns that failing to recognize these visions as projections can trap you in a nightmare of your own making, pulling you deeper into delusion and rebirth. But it also offers hope. By facing these visions with awareness, you can transcend them, moving closer to liberation. This isn't just a teaching for the afterlife. It's a call to confront your inner world now, to integrate every fear, every longing into a greater whole. Modern psychology offers a striking parallel. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, saw the gods and demons of the Bardo Thodol as archetypes, universal patterns within the collective unconscious that shape our thoughts and behaviors. He wrote that these figures, whether divine or terrifying, are projections of our psyche inescapable until we understand them as parts of ourselves. Jung's work on the shadow. The hidden, often denied aspects of our personality mirrors the Bardo Thodol's wrathful deities, urging us to face what we fear most about ourselves. Neuroscientific research supports this. Studies from Stanford University show that vivid imagery during altered states like meditation or near-death experiences activates the brain's visual cortex, creating experiences that feel profoundly real. These findings suggest that the visions of the second Bardo may reflect the mind's ability to externalize its inner landscape, a process you can begin to understand in life. Consider the story of Michael, a therapist who turned to meditation after a personal crisis. Plagued by anger and self-doubt, he began exploring his emotions through mindfulness, visualizing them as fierce figures in his mind's eye. Over time, he learned to see these demons not as enemies, but as teachers, revealing wounds he needed to heal. His practice, inspired by Tibetan teachings, transformed his life, helping him approach challenges with compassion rather than fear. Michael's journey shows that the second Bardo's lessons apply now. Every fear you face, every emotion you embrace, is a step toward integration, preparing you for the visions that await beyond death. This teaching resonates across cultures. In ancient Egyptian mythology, the soul faces the weighing of the heart, where its deeds are judged against a feather of truth, a process strikingly similar to the second Bardo's confrontation with one's inner nature. Indigenous shamans in the Americas speak of vision quests, where seekers encounter spiritual beings that reflect their inner strengths and struggles. These parallels suggest a universal truth. The journey through death, like life, is a mirror, revealing who we are at our core. The Bardo Thodol offers a guide to navigate this mirror, not just at death, but in every moment of self-reflection. Practically, you can begin this work today. Try a visualization exercise. Close your eyes and imagine a figure before you radiant with kindness. See it as a reflection of your own compassion, your highest self. Then picture a fierce figure embodying a fear or anger you carry. Instead of turning away, acknowledge it as part of you, a teacher, rather than a threat. This practice, rooted in Tibetan meditation, builds the awareness needed to face the second Bardo's visions. Psychological studies like those from the University of California show that such exercises reduce emotional reactivity, helping you approach challenges with clarity. Every time you confront a fear in life, you're preparing for the divine dance of the second Bardo. In Tibetan communities, this teaching is lived daily. Monks meditate on wrathful deities, visualizing them to transform fear into wisdom. Families share stories of ancestors who faced death with courage, guided by the Bardo Thodol's wisdom. This cultural practice reminds us that the second Bardo isn't just for the afterlife. It's a call to live with fearless self-awareness now. Modern therapists, like those using internal family systems IFS therapy, echo this approach, encouraging clients to dialogue with their inner parts to achieve integration. The Bardo Thodol's wisdom, then, is timeless, offering a path to face your inner world with courage and compassion. As we stand in this divine theater, let the second Bardo's challenge awaken something within you. What if every fear you face, every emotion you embrace is a step toward liberation? What if the visions you'll meet at death are already alive within you, shaping your choices today? The Bardo Thodol isn't just a guide for the afterlife, it's a mirror, urging you to see yourself fully and live with fearless presence. As we move forward, we'll delve deeper into this realm, exploring how to face the mirror of your mind and transform fear into freedom. Are you ready to confront the truth of your soul? Chapter 5. Facing the Mirror of the Mind. You're standing in a realm where the veil of reality has lifted, and the stage is set for the most profound confrontation of your existence. Around you, the visions of the second Bardo swirl, peaceful deities, radiating boundless love, wrathful spirits blazing with the intensity of your deepest fears. Each figure, each pulse of light and shadow is a reflection of you, a mirror held up to the raw, unfiltered truth of your soul. This is the heart of the second Bardo, as taught by the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Bardo Thodol. Here in this divine theater, you're not just a spectator. You're the creator, the actor, the story itself. The challenge is clear. Can you recognize these visions as projections of your own mind, embracing every part of yourself to find liberation? Or will you recoil in fear, letting these shadows pull you deeper into the cycle of rebirth? This is your moment to face the mirror of your mind, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Are you ready to see yourself as you truly are? The Bardo Thodol teaches that the peaceful and wrathful deities you encounter in this Bardo are not external beings, but manifestations of your own consciousness. The serene figures like the Buddha of infinite light reflect your highest qualities: compassion, wisdom, clarity. They appear with an overwhelming presence, filling you with awe and a sense of homecoming. But the wrathful deities, with their fierce faces and fiery forms, embody everything you've buried: anger, fear, guilt, attachment. These aren't punishments. They're invitations to confront the parts of yourself you've ignored or denied. The Supreme Heruka, with his blazing eyes and many arms, isn't here to destroy you. He's here to demand you face what you've hidden, to integrate it and to transform it into wisdom. The Bardo Thodol insists that recognizing these visions as your own creation is the key to liberation, a chance to transcend lifetimes of karmic baggage in a single courageous act. This confrontation is both terrifying and liberating. Imagine standing before a peaceful deity, its light so pure it feels like love itself. Can you embrace it as part of you, as the best of who you are? Now picture a wrathful spirit, its presence shaking the very core of your being. Can you see it not as a threat, but as a teacher revealing wounds that need healing? The Bardo Thodol warns that failing to recognize these visions as projections can trap you in fear, mistaking your own creations for external forces. It's like being lost in a nightmare you can't escape, bound by the very emotions you couldn't face. But if you can meet these visions with awareness, seeing them as mirrors of your mind, you step closer to freedom, dissolving the illusions that keep you tethered to rebirth. This teaching isn't just for the afterlife. It's a call to face your inner world now. Modern psychology offers a powerful lens to understand this. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow, the hidden, often rejected parts of our psyche, parallels the wrathful deities of the second bardo. Jung believed that integrating the shadow, acknowledging our fears and flaws, is essential for wholeness. Studies from the University of California, Los Angeles on emotional regulation show that confronting difficult emotions, rather than suppressing them, leads to greater psychological resilience. This mirrors the Bardo Thodal's wisdom. By facing your inner demons with compassion, you transform them into sources of strength. The second Bardo isn't just a spiritual test. It's a psychological journey urging you to integrate every part of yourself. Let's ground this in a story. Consider Lena, a social worker who struggled with self-doubt and anger after a painful divorce. Through therapy inspired by Buddhist principles, she began visualizing her emotions as figures much like the deities of the second bardo. She imagined her anger as a fierce, fiery being, and instead of running from it, she dialogued with it, asking what it needed to heal. Over time, she saw this wrathful deity as a protector, guiding her to set boundaries and reclaim her strength. Lena's transformation shows that the second bardo's lessons apply to life. Every fear you face, every emotion you embrace, is a step toward wholeness, preparing you for the visions that await beyond death. This idea resonates across cultures. In ancient Greek mythology, heroes like Orpheus faced underworld trials that mirrored their inner struggles, a journey of self-discovery. In African spiritual traditions, ancestors appear in visions to guide the living, reflecting the Bardo Thodal's belief that spiritual encounters reveal our own nature. These parallels suggest a universal truth. The journey through death, like life, is a confrontation with the self. The Bardo Thodal offers a guide to navigate this mirror, not just at death, but in every moment of self-reflection. Socially, this teaching challenges us to create communities where vulnerability is honored. In Tibetan villages, families gather to recite the Bardo Thodal, supporting each other through life's transitions. Modern support groups like those for grief or addiction echo this, showing that facing our inner truths together fosters healing and growth. Practically, you can start this work today. Try a mindfulness exercise. Sit quietly and imagine a fear or emotion you've avoided. Picture it as a figure before you, not an enemy but a teacher. Ask it what it wants to show you. This practice, rooted in Tibetan visualization, builds the courage to face your inner world. Research from the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley shows that such exercises increase emotional intelligence, helping you navigate life's challenges with clarity. Every time you confront a difficult emotion, you're preparing for the second bardo, training your mind to see visions as reflections rather than threats. The urgency of this teaching is palpable. The second bardo reveals that the forces you'll meet at death, compassion, fear, anger, are alive within you, now shaping your choices and relationships. Consider how often you let fear dictate your actions, or how often you hide from your own strength. The Bardo Thodal challenges you to face these forces today, to see every moment as a chance to integrate your mind and live with fearless authenticity. In modern society, where we often avoid uncomfortable truths, this teaching is revolutionary. Psychologists like Brené Brown emphasize the power of vulnerability, noting that embracing our flaws fosters connection and courage, qualities essential for navigating the second bardo's visions. As we stand in this divine mirror, let the second bardo's challenge ignite a spark within you. What if every fear you face, every truth you embrace, is a step toward liberation? What if the visions you'll meet at death are already teaching you, guiding you to live with greater courage and compassion? The Bardo Thodal isn't just a guide for the afterlife. It's a call to see yourself fully, to transform your inner world, and to live with a presence that defies fear. As we move forward, we'll explore the third bardo, where your choices shape the very destiny of your soul. Are you ready to step deeper into the journey? Chapter 6. The third. Bardo, the threshold of rebirth. You've passed through the radiant clear light and faced the vivid visions of your own mind. But the journey isn't over. Now you find yourself adrift in a formless sea, a realm where the life you knew has dissolved, and a magnetic force pulls you forward, like gravity drawing you toward a new reality. This is the third bardo, the bardo of rebirth, as described by the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Bardo Thodol. Here, every thought, every unresolved emotion, every karmic imprint you carry becomes the brushstroke painting, the canvas of your next existence. The stakes are nothing less than the destiny of your soul. This isn't a passive drift through the afterlife. It's an intense, chaotic process of creation, where your consciousness stripped bare shapes the life to come. Are you ready to stand at the threshold of rebirth and confront the power of your own mind? In the bardo of rebirth, the Bardo Thodol teaches that your consciousness is no longer tethered to a physical body, yet it remains a potent force, a magnet, drawing in the elements that will define your next life. Picture yourself surrounded by a swirl of visions, faces, landscapes, entire worlds, flashing before you, each a potential path for your soul. These aren't random images. They're the sum total of your inner state reflections, of the karma you've accumulated through every action, thought, and intention. If you've cultivated kindness, self-awareness, and wisdom, these visions may be bright, inviting, leading you toward a life filled with opportunity. But if fear, anger, or attachment dominate, the visions turn darker, more tumultuous, pulling you toward a reality shaped by unresolved turmoil. This is the moment when your soul's blueprint is drawn, and you are both the artist and the creation. The Bardo Thodol reveals a stark truth in this bardo. Your mind becomes a divine compass, aligning with the realm that resonates most with your current state. Every choice you've made, every emotion you've clung to, now takes tangible form, guiding you toward the life you're destined to enter. Imagine a vortex of emotions and memories spinning around you, each one tugging at the invisible threads of karma. A life of compassion might draw you toward a vision of a nurturing family, while unresolved anger could pull you toward a world of conflict. This isn't a conscious choice, like picking a destination from a map. It's a gravitational pull, driven by the frequency of your soul. Yet within this process lies a glimmer of control. If you can maintain clarity, a calm awareness, you might influence the outcome, even transcend the pull altogether. This teaching is both awe-inspiring and urgent, urging you to consider the karma you're creating right now. Modern sociology offers a lens to understand this. Studies like those from the University of Chicago show how cultural beliefs shape our actions, creating patterns that ripple through our lives and communities. In Tibetan Buddhism, karma isn't a mystical scorekeeper. It's a law of cause and effect, a reflection of how your choices shape your reality. Consider the story of Javier, a community organizer who transformed his life after a brush with death. Haunted by resentment, he began practicing mindfulness, reflecting on how his actions affected others. Over time, he noticed his choices shifting, aligning with compassion rather than anger. Javier's story mirrors the Bardo Thodol's teaching. The karma you cultivate now shapes not just this life, but the realities to come. This idea resonates across cultures. In Jainism, karma is seen as a subtle substance that binds the soul, influencing future incarnations, a concept strikingly similar to the Bardo Thodol's view. In Western psychology, behavioral research from Stanford University shows how habits formed by repeated actions, create neural pathways that guide future decisions. These findings echo the third Bardo's lesson. Your thoughts and actions are like seeds planting the possibilities of your next life. The Bardo Thodol challenges you to tend these seeds with care, to cultivate awareness and compassion in every moment. Imagine the power of this every act of kindness. Every moment of mindfulness is a brushstroke on the canvas of your soul's destiny. You can begin shaping your karma today. Try a simple exercise at the end of each day. Reflect on one action you took and its impact. Did it come from fear or love? How might it ripple forward? This practice, rooted in Tibetan self-examination, builds awareness of your karmic patterns. Psychological studies like those from the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley show that reflective practices increase emotional intelligence, helping you make intentional choices. Every time you choose compassion over anger, clarity over confusion, you're aligning your soul with a brighter future, preparing for the third Bardo's threshold. The urgency of this teaching is profound. The third Bardo reveals that the forces shaping your rebirth, your fears, desires, and intentions are alive within you, now influencing every decision. In modern society, we often act on autopilot, driven by habits or societal pressures. The Bardo Thodol challenges this, urging you to live with intention, to see every moment as a chance to shape your destiny. Consider how communities like those in Bhutan integrate mindfulness into daily life, fostering a culture of presence and compassion. This cultural practice mirrors the Bardo Thodol's call to live consciously, showing that its wisdom is as relevant today as it was centuries ago. Let's ground this in another story. Aisha, a teacher, struggled with anxiety that shaped her relationships. Inspired by Buddhist teachings, she began practicing gratitude, focusing on small acts of kindness each day. Over time, she noticed her anxiety easing, her connections deepening. Aisha's transformation shows that the third Bardo's lessons apply now. By cultivating positive karma, you create a ripple effect, shaping not just your life, but the lives around you. This aligns with social research from Harvard, which shows that acts of kindness boost well-being, creating a cycle of positive impact. The Bardo Thodol offers a timeless truth. Your actions matter, not just for today, but for eternity. As we stand at the threshold of rebirth, let the third Bardo's challenge awaken something within you. What if every choice you make is a brushstroke on the canvas of your soul? What if the life you're creating now could lead to a future of wisdom and clarity? The Bardo Thodol isn't just a guide for the afterlife. It's a call to live with intention, to shape your destiny with every thought and action. As we move forward, we'll explore how to transform your karma through practical practices, preparing you for the journey ahead. Are you ready to create the life and the rebirth you truly desire? Chapter 7. Karma in Action. Creating Your Destiny. You're standing at the edge of a vast, swirling vortex, where every thought, every action, every whisper of your heart takes form, shaping the reality that awaits you. This is the third Bardo, the Bardo of rebirth, where the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Bardo Thodol, reveals a truth so profound it could change everything: your karma. The sum of your actions, intentions, and desires is the architect of your next life. In this realm, your consciousness, stripped of its physical shell, becomes a divine compass, guiding you toward a future that resonates with the energy you've cultivated. But here's the electrifying revelation. This process isn't confined to the afterlife. Every choice you make, every moment you live with awareness or succumb to fear, is shaping your destiny right now. The Bardo Thodol isn't just a guide for what comes after. It's a call to seize control of your soul's journey today. Are you ready to become the creator of your own eternity? The Bardo Thodol teaches that in the bardo of rebirth, your karma takes tangible form, drawing you toward the life that matches your soul's frequency. Every act of kindness, every moment of anger, every flicker of compassion or fear becomes a thread in the tapestry of your next existence. Picture yourself surrounded by visions, bright, inviting worlds, born of wisdom or turbulent realms, shaped by unresolved pain. These aren't random. They're the culmination of your inner state, a mirror reflecting every choice you've made. If you've lived with clarity and love, the visions may lead to a life of opportunity and growth. But if attachment or resentment dominates, the pull is toward chaos, a cycle of rebirth driven by the weight of unhealed wounds. This isn't a judgment, it's a law of the universe, as natural as gravity, as inevitable as the tides. The stakes are staggering. Your mind right now is crafting the blueprint of your future. The Bardo Thodol emphasizes that karma isn't a punishment or reward. It's a reflection of cause and effect, a process happening every second of your life. Every thought you entertain, every action you take, plants a seed that will bloom in this life and beyond. But there's hope within this truth. You have the power to shape your karma, to steer your soul toward liberation rather than entrapment. The Bardo Thodol teaches that through mindfulness, compassion, and conscious living, you can transform the energy propelling you forward, breaking free from patterns that bind you to suffering. Modern science offers a fascinating lens to understand this. Behavioral psychology, like research from Stanford University, shows that our habits formed by repeated actions create neural pathways that shape future behavior. This mirrors the Bardo Thodol's view of karma as a cumulative force built through every choice you make. Consider the story of Priya, a software engineer who felt trapped in a cycle of stress and self-criticism. Inspired by Buddhist teachings, she began a daily practice of gratitude, noting 3 kind acts she performed each day. Over time, her mindset shifted, her relationships deepened, and her sense of purpose grew. Priya's transformation shows that small, intentional choices can reshape your karmic path, aligning you with a future of clarity and joy. This idea resonates across cultures. In Jainism, karma is seen as a subtle material that clings to the soul, influencing rebirth, a concept strikingly similar to the Bardo Thodol's teachings. In Hinduism, the Bhagavad Gita urges conscious action without attachment, a practice that frees the soul from karmic bonds. Even in Western traditions, the idea of sowing what you reap echoes this universal truth. Your actions shape your reality. The Bardo Thodol takes this further, urging you to see every moment as a chance to create a destiny aligned with wisdom and compassion. Imagine the power of this. Every smile you share, every moment you choose. Forgiveness over anger is a step toward a brighter future, not just for you, but for the world around you. Practically, you can start shaping your karma today. Try a reflective practice at the end of each day. Ask yourself, what seeds did I plant today? Did you act from love or fear? Did you lift someone up or let resentment guide you? Write down one action you took and its potential ripple effect. This exercise, rooted in Tibetan self-examination, builds awareness of your karmic patterns. Research from the University of Pennsylvania shows that reflective practices like this enhance decision-making and emotional resilience, helping you align your actions with your highest values. Every conscious choice is a brushstroke on the canvas of your soul, painting a future of possibility. The urgency of this teaching is undeniable. In modern society, we are often swept up in distractions, endless notifications, fleeting desires, societal pressures that pull us away from intentional living. The Bardo Thodol challenges you to break free, to see every moment as a chance to shape your destiny. In Bhutan, a nation guided by Buddhist principles, communities prioritize gross national happiness, weaving mindfulness and compassion into daily life. This cultural practice mirrors the Bardo Thodol's call to live with purpose, showing that conscious living isn't just personal, it transforms societies. Imagine a world where every action is infused with awareness, where every choice creates a ripple of positivity. That world begins with you. Let's ground this in another story. Malik, a former inmate, discovered Buddhist teachings during his incarceration. Struggling with anger and regret, he began meditating, focusing on acts of kindness he could offer even in prison. He shared his food, listened to others, and reflected on his actions' impact. Over time, his mindset shifted, and upon release, he became a mentor, helping others break cycles of violence. Malik's story shows that karma isn't fixed. You can transform it, no matter where you start. Social research from Harvard's Human Flourishing Program shows that purposeful actions like Malik's boost well-being and create positive social impact, echoing the Bardo Thodol's wisdom. Your choices shape eternity. As we stand in the Bardo of rebirth, let this truth ignite a fire within you. What if every action you take is a seed for your soul's future? What if every moment of awareness is a step toward liberation? The Bardo Thodol isn't just a guide for the afterlife. It's a call to live with intention, to create a destiny that shines with clarity and love. As we move forward, we'll explore practical practices to transform your karma, preparing you for life's greatest transitions. Are you ready to become the architect of your own eternity? Chapter 8. Living with Awareness. Practices for Transformation. Imagine waking each morning with a fire in your heart, a burning awareness that every breath, every choice, every moment is a precious opportunity to shape your soul's destiny. This is the radical invitation of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Bardo Thodol. Not just a guide for navigating the afterlife, but a blueprint for living with fearless clarity and profound purpose. In the swirling chaos of modern life, where distractions pull us from our center and fear clouds our vision, the Bardo Thodol offers ancient practices, mindfulness, compassion, and sacred sound that can transform how you live right now. These aren't just spiritual exercises. They're tools to prepare you for the ultimate journey, to face life's transitions with courage, and to touch the infinite within you. Are you ready to embrace these practices and awaken to a life of unshakable presence? The Bardo Thodol teaches that preparing for the Bardos, the transitional states of death and life, begins with cultivating awareness in the present moment. Tibetan Buddhists see life as a training ground where every thought, every action hones your ability to navigate the unknown. One of the most powerful practices is meditating on impermanence, the simple yet profound awareness that everything, your body, your relationships, your very breath, is fleeting. This isn't a call to despair, but a wake-up call to live fully. Picture starting each day with a quiet moment, reflecting on the truth that this could be your last. Suddenly, petty worries fade, and what matters? Love, connection, purpose burns brightly. This practice makes every moment vivid, every choice intentional, as if you're seeing life from the perspective of eternity. Modern science backs this ancient wisdom. Studies from the University of California, Berkeley, show that mindfulness meditation, which emphasizes present moment awareness, reduces stress and enhances emotional resilience, helping you face life's uncertainties with calm. This mirrors the Bardo Thodol's call to train your mind for the clear light the radiant awareness that appears at death. By practicing mindfulness now, you're preparing for that ultimate moment, building the clarity to recognize truth when it shines. Try this each morning. Take 5 minutes to sit in silence, focusing on your breath. When thoughts arise, let them pass without clinging. This simple act, rooted in Tibetan tradition, strengthens your ability to stay present, whether facing a difficult decision or the visions of the bardos. Another transformative practice is Tonglen, a Tibetan technique for cultivating compassion. Imagine breathing in the suffering of others, their pain, their fear, and exhaling love, healing, and peace in return. This radical act dissolves the barriers between self and other, expanding your heart to embrace the interconnectedness of all beings. The Bardo Thodol teaches that compassion is essential for navigating the bardos, as a heart attuned to love can transform fear into liberation. Consider the story of Amara, a nurse who used Tonglen to cope with the grief of losing patients. By breathing in their pain and sending out comfort, she found peace amidst loss, her work infused with deeper meaning. Amara's experience shows that Tonglen isn't just spiritual. It's a lifeline helping you face life's challenges with an open heart. Research supports this practice's power. Studies from Stanford University's Center for Compassion and Altruism Research show that compassion-focused meditations, like Tonglen, increase empathy and reduce burnout, fostering a sense of connection that transforms both the giver and receiver. In Tibetan communities, Tonglen is a communal act practiced to support the dying and the living alike, creating a culture of shared humanity. Imagine integrating this into your life before a difficult conversation. Pause, breathe in the other person's struggle, and exhale, understanding. This practice, though simple, aligns you with the Bardo Thodol's wisdom, preparing you to face the visions of the afterlife with love rather than fear. Then there's the practice of mantras, ancient sound vibrations, chanted for centuries to align the mind with higher states of awareness. In Tibetan Buddhism, mantras like Om Mani Padme Hum are more than words, they're frequencies that harmonize your consciousness with the universe's rhythms. Picture chanting these sacred syllables, each one a tuning fork for your soul, bringing calm and focus. The Bardo Thodol teaches that mantras prepare you for the bardos by training your mind to stay steady amidst chaos. Modern neuroscience, like studies from the University of Wisconsin, shows that chanting activates brain regions associated with focus and emotional regulation, creating a state of mental clarity that mirrors the awareness needed in the bardos. Let's ground this in a story. Raj, a teacher overwhelmed by stress, began chanting a simple mantra daily. At first it felt strange, but over time he noticed a shift. His mind grew quieter, his decisions clearer. During a family crisis, he found himself responding with calm instead of panic, as if the mantra had anchored him to a deeper truth. Raj's experience reflects the Bardo Thodol's teaching. Mantras aren't just for monks, they're tools for anyone seeking to live with intention. Try it. Choose a simple phrase like peace within and repeat it softly for a few minutes each day. Feel how it centers you, preparing you for life's transitions and the ultimate journey beyond. These practices, mindfulness, Tonglen mantras, aren't just spiritual exercises. They're a revolution in how you live. In Tibetan culture, they're woven into daily life, from monks meditating in monasteries to families chanting for the dying. This communal approach fosters resilience, a reminder that we're all navigating the bardos together. Modern parallels exist in communities practicing mindfulness, like those in mindfulness-based stress reduction (MBSR) programs, which studies from Harvard show improve mental health and foster connection. The Bardo Thodol's practices are universal, offering a path to live with purpose and fearlessness, no matter where you are. The urgency of this teaching is electrifying. In a world that pulls us toward distraction and fear, the Bardo Thodol calls you to live with awareness, to see every moment as preparation for the greatest adventure. Imagine if society embraced this school's teaching: mindfulness workplaces fostering compassion, communities facing change with courage. The Bardo Thodol isn't just for the dying, it's for the living, urging you to transform every breath into a step toward liberation. As we move forward, we'll explore how a spiritual guide can steer you through the Bardos, offering wisdom for life and death. Are you ready to live with the clarity of someone preparing for eternity? Chapter 9. Guided Through Death. The role of the spiritual guide. Picture yourself lying on your deathbed, the world you've known, fading like a distant echo. Around you, loved ones offer comfort, but something extraordinary is unfolding. A sacred voice begins to speak, guiding you through a journey no one else can see. This voice, steady and wise, whispers the secrets of the afterlife, orienting your soul as it steps into the unknown. This is the transformative power of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Bardo Thodol, brought to life by a spiritual guide, a lama, a teacher, or even a loved one who uses its wisdom to navigate the turbulent realms of death. In this moment, death is not a lonely plunge, but a guided voyage, a sacred transition where compassion and clarity light the way. Are you ready to discover how this ancient practice can transform not just death, but the way you live every day? In Tibetan Buddhism, the Bardo Thodol is more than a text. It's a living compass, read aloud to the dying to guide their consciousness through the Bardos. Imagine a lama sitting beside you, their voice calm yet urgent, describing the radiant clear light, the peaceful and wrathful deities, the swirling visions of rebirth. These words aren't mere comfort. They're a map orienting your soul through the most profound transition of all. The guide's role is to anchor you, reminding you to recognize the clear light as your own essence, to see the visions as projections of your mind, to stay calm amidst the chaos. This isn't just end-of-life care. It's a sacred act, treating death as a divine opportunity for liberation, rather than a tragedy to be feared. The Bardo Thodol teaches that the guide's voice is a lifeline, helping you navigate the overwhelming visions of the Bardos. As the clear light shines in the first Bardo, the guide encourages you to embrace it, to merge with its radiance as the truest nature of your mind. In the second Bardo, they remind you that the peaceful and wrathful deities are reflections of your own consciousness, urging you to face them without fear. In the third Bardo, they guide you through the pull of rebirth, helping you maintain clarity as your karma shapes your next life. This guidance is an act of profound compassion, a bridge between worlds, ensuring you're not alone as you face the infinite. This tradition stands in stark contrast to modern Western approaches, where death is often met with clinical efficiency or uneasy silence. In hospitals, the focus is on physical care, with little attention to the spiritual journey. Yet the Bardo Thodol suggests that death is as much a spiritual event as a physical one, deserving of guidance and reverence. Modern hospice care offers a parallel. Palliative care experts like Dr. Ira Byock emphasize the importance of presence and meaning at life's end, creating spaces where patients can face death with dignity. Studies from the Journal of Palliative Medicine show that spiritual support reduces anxiety and fosters peace in dying patients, echoing the Bardo Thodol's wisdom. Imagine the peace of knowing your final moments will be guided not by fear, but by a voice that knows the way. Let's ground this in a story. In a Tibetan village, an elder named Lhamo faced her final days surrounded by family and a lama who read from the Bardo Thodol. As her breath slowed, the lama's voice described the clear light, urging her to recognize its radiance. Lhamo, who had practiced meditation her whole life, passed with a serene smile, her family later saying they felt her soul was guided to peace. This story, shared in Buddhist communities, shows the power of a guide to transform death into a sacred journey. In modern contexts, similar stories emerge from hospice workers who sit with the dying, offering words of comfort that ease the transition. These acts of guidance, whether ancient or modern, reveal a universal truth: we don't have to face the unknown alone. The Bardo Thodol's teachings aren't just for death. They apply to life's transitions. Every moment of change, a job loss, a heartbreak, a new beginning, is a mini Bardo, a chance to navigate with clarity and support. In Tibetan culture, the Lama's role extends beyond death, guiding people through life's uncertainties with wisdom. Modern parallels exist in therapy and support groups, where guides like counselors help individuals face emotional deaths with courage. Psychological research from the University of Michigan shows that supportive relationships reduce stress and enhance resilience during transitions, mirroring the Bardo Thodol's emphasis on guidance. By seeking or offering support in life's challenges, you're embodying the same compassion that guides the soul through the Bardos. Practically, you can bring this wisdom into your life today. Try a guided meditation. Listen to a recording of a mindfulness practice, letting the voice anchor you as you visualize a transition in your life. Imagine facing it with clarity, seeing it as a bardo of transformation. Alternatively, be a guide for someone else. Offer a listening ear to a friend in crisis, helping them navigate their own bardo. Research from the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley shows that acts of support strengthen emotional bonds and foster well-being, aligning with the Bardo Thodol's call to live with compassion. Every moment you guide or are guided, you're preparing for the ultimate journey. The urgency of this teaching is profound. In a world that often avoids death, the Bardo Thodol invites you to embrace it as a teacher, to see every transition as a chance to grow. In Tibetan communities, death is a communal event, with families and lamas uniting to guide the soul. Imagine if modern society adopted this approach: hospitals offering spiritual guidance, communities supporting each other through change. The Bardo Thodol isn't just for monks. It's for anyone willing to face life and death with courage and connection. As we move forward, we'll explore how ancient wisdom and modern science converge, revealing the mysteries of consciousness. Are you ready to let a guide light your way through the unknown? Chapter 10. The Science and Spirit of Consciousness. Imagine holding in your hands a text over 1,000 years old, its pages whispering truths that modern science is only now beginning to grasp. The Tibetan Book of the Dead. The Bardo Thodol isn't just a spiritual guide. It's a revolutionary map of consciousness, a bridge between ancient wisdom and the cutting-edge questions of our time. What is consciousness? Can it truly transcend the body? And if it does, what does that mean for how we live today? These aren't idle musings. They're the burning inquiries drawing scientists, psychologists, and philosophers to this ancient text, with an urgency once reserved for laboratories and particle accelerators. As we stand at the frontier, where mysticism meets science, the Bardo Thodol invites you to see life, death, and the very nature of your mind in a new light. Are you ready to explore a truth that could redefine everything you thought you knew? The Bardo Thodol claims something extraordinary. Consciousness doesn't end when the body dies. Instead, it embarks on a journey through the Bardos realms of pure awareness, vivid visions, and karmic creation. This isn't just a spiritual belief. It's a challenge to our understanding of reality itself. For centuries, Tibetan monks have used these teachings to navigate death with clarity. But today, scientists are taking note. Researchers like Dr. Sam Parnia at NYU Langone Health have studied near-death experiences, NDEs, documenting cases where clinically dead patients report vivid awareness encounters with light beings or a sense of transcendence that align strikingly with the Bardo Thodol's descriptions. These accounts suggest that consciousness may not be confined to the brain-raising questions that echo the text's ancient wisdom. Consider the implications. If the Bardo Thodol is right, if consciousness persists beyond the body, then the Bardos aren't just about death. They're about accessing deeper layers of awareness right now. Modern neuroscience is beginning to explore this terrain. Studies from the University of Virginia's Division of Perceptual Studies have cataloged thousands of NDE reports, many describing a radiant light or a sense of unity that mirrors the clear light of the first Bardo. Brain scans during meditative states conducted at institutions like MIT show heightened activity in regions associated with transcendence, suggesting that practices like those in the Bardo Thodol can tap into profound states of consciousness in life. This convergence of science and spirituality isn't a coincidence. It's a revelation urging us to rethink the boundaries of our minds. Let's ground this in a story. Meet Dr. Eben Alexander, a neurosurgeon who, after a near-death experience, described a journey through realms of light and connection that transformed his view of consciousness. His account, detailed in Proof of Heaven, echoes the Bardo Thodol's visions, leading him to advocate for a deeper exploration of consciousness beyond the physical. His story, studied by researchers, shows that the Bardo Thodol's teachings resonate not just with mystics, but with modern seekers grappling with life's mysteries. This alignment suggests that the text isn't a relic. It's a living guide offering insights into the nature of awareness that science is only beginning to uncover. This convergence isn't unique to Tibetan Buddhism. In Hinduism, the Upanishads describe consciousness as Atman, a spark of the divine that transcends the body, much like the Bardo Thodol's view. In Western mysticism, figures like Meister Eckhart spoke of a divine ground within a timeless awareness that mirrors the clear light. Even indigenous traditions like those of the Lakota describe visions during rituals that parallel the Bardo Thodol's Bardos. These cross-cultural echoes suggest a universal truth. Consciousness is more than a byproduct of the brain. It's a mystery that connects us to something greater. The Bardo Thodol offers a map to explore this mystery, not just at death, but in every moment of life. Practically, you can tap into this wisdom today. Try a meditation. Inspired by the Bardo Thodol, sit quietly and visualize a radiant light within you, a spark of pure awareness. As you breathe, imagine this light expanding, connecting you to the universe. This practice, rooted in Tibetan tradition, aligns your mind with the clear light. Neuroscientific research from the University of Wisconsin shows that such meditations enhance brain connectivity, fostering a sense of unity and clarity. Every time you connect with this inner light, you're preparing for the Bardos, living with the awareness that your consciousness is boundless. The urgency of this teaching is electrifying. In a world obsessed with material success, the Bardo Thodol challenges you to explore the depths of your mind, to see life and death as a continuum of awareness. In Tibetan communities, this exploration is a way of life, with monks and families using the Bardo Thodol to guide transitions. Modern parallels exist in mindfulness movements, where communities practice meditation to foster presence. Studies from Harvard show that mindfulness enhances well-being, suggesting that the Bardo Thodal's practices are universal tools for living with purpose. Imagine a society where we embrace consciousness as a journey, not a destination, where every moment is a chance to awaken. As we stand at this frontier, let the Bardo Thodal wisdom ignite a spark within you. What if your consciousness is more than your brain, more than your body? What if every moment of awareness is a step toward the infinite? The Bardo Thodal isn't just a guide for death. It's a call to live with fearless curiosity, to explore the mystery of your own mind. As we move toward our conclusion, we'll reflect on how death, as our greatest teacher, can transform every aspect of your life. Are you ready to see your existence in a whole new light? Death as your greatest teacher. As we reach the end of this journey through the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Bardo Thodal, imagine standing at the edge of a vast horizon where life and death merge into a single radiant truth. This ancient text, born in the heart of Tibet over a millennium ago, isn't just a guide for the afterlife. It's a profound teacher urging you to live with courage, clarity, and an unshakable sense of purpose. It challenges you to confront your mortality, not with fear, but with curiosity and wonder, to see every moment as a fleeting gift that shapes the destiny of your soul. The Bardo Thodal reveals that death is not an end, but a transformative journey, a mirror reflecting the deepest truths of who you are. As you stand here poised between the known and the unknown, ask yourself, how would you live if you knew each day could be your last? Are you ready to let death become your greatest teacher, guiding you to a life of fearless authenticity? The Bardo Thodal teaches that life and death are intertwined, each transition a mini Bardo, where you can awaken to your true nature. From the radiant, clear light of the first Bardo to the vivid visions of the second and the karmic pull of the third, this text offers a roadmap for navigating not just death, but every moment of change. It's a call to live consciously, to see every heartbreak, every choice, every quiet pause as an opportunity for rebirth. By embracing impermanence, practicing compassion, and cultivating awareness, you prepare for the ultimate journey while transforming the life you're living now. This isn't just spiritual poetry. It's a radical invitation to live with the intensity of someone who knows time is finite, yet infinite in its possibilities. Modern science underscores this wisdom. Psychological research like that from Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross shows that confronting mortality sparks profound transformation, deepening relationships and sharpening priorities. Studies from the University of California, Berkeley reveal that mindfulness practices echoing Bardo Thodal's teachings enhance emotional resilience, helping you face life's uncertainties with grace. Consider the story of Maya, a mother who after a cancer diagnosis began meditating on impermanence. She found that each day became more vivid, her love for her family deeper, her fears less gripping. Maya's journey shows that the Bardo Thodal's lessons are universal. By facing death, you unlock a life of meaning and joy. This teaching resonates across cultures. In Stoic philosophy, Marcus Aurelius urged us to think of death every day, to live more fully. In Mexican traditions, Dia de los Muertos celebrates death as a continuation of life, a time to honor the interconnectedness of all beings. These echoes suggest that Bardo Thodal's wisdom transcends time and place, offering a universal truth. Death is a teacher guiding us to live with presence and purpose. In Tibetan communities, this is lived daily as families recite the Bardo Thodal to guide the dying, fostering a culture where death is embraced as part of life's sacred cycle. Imagine if we adopted this mindset, schools teaching mindfulness communities, supporting each other through change, lives infused with fearless awareness. The urgency of this call is undeniable. In a world that hides from death, the Bardo Thodol dares you to face it head-on, to let it transform how you live. Try this final practice each morning. Pause and ask, if this were my last day, how would I live? Let the answer guide your choices. Reach out to a loved one. Forgive a grudge. Act with kindness. Research from Harvard's Human Flourishing Program shows that purposeful actions like these boost well-being, creating ripples of positivity. Every moment you live with this awareness, you're preparing for the Bardos, aligning your soul with liberation. As we close, let the Bardo Thodol's wisdom burn brightly within you. What if death isn't something to fear, but a teacher urging you to live with passion and clarity? What if every moment is a chance to awaken, to shape a destiny that shines with love and courage? The Bardo Thodol isn't just a guide for the afterlife. It's a manifesto for living fully fearlessly now. So take this wisdom into your heart. Let it transform your relationships, your choices, your very existence. Live as if every breath is a step toward eternity, because it is. How will you let death teach you to live? Thank you for listening with an open mind and heart. If a certain chapter or insight resonated most with you, share it in the comments. You might help someone else find exactly what they need today. Keep this book saved so you can return to its words whenever life calls for reflection or guidance. I wish you health, peace, and wisdom in every step you take.